Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Nate, and for this video, I want to do a recap of a Lavaloon attack with a golem. So we're looking at our last war right now, and I'm going to use number 8 as our example for this war. Brandon had a really good raid on him. Let's start by looking at the base first to kind of assess how you would decide whether or not this is a Lavaloon attack or what sort of attack this would be. First thing I noticed is there's really no defined place where the Teslas or the giant bombs would be. The giant bombs could be over here behind this archer tower. They could be in the middle behind the clan castle. There's a lot of places. So making this a hog raid, although it could be done, is could be kind of risky as well, because if there is a double bomb place, which there's plenty of room for double bomb locations, it could end badly. So what Brandon did here was he focused on the top left section to try to do three things. He wanted to bring the clan castle troops out, he wanted to kill the queen, and also he wanted to focus on the air defenses. So let's go ahead and start the raid and watch and see what happens. Alright, so you can see right here there's a Tesla that's outside the base, which isn't common, but he does a pretty good job of dropping some witches. He's got his wizards. Everything is heroes also. So here he triggered the clan castle troops, which come down here. Alright, let's stop right here for a second. Okay, so at this point, his witches are spawning what they need to do, which is important that you get them out early, because I've had raids in the past where if you try to drop the witches too quickly, they won't spawn until they're already locked on by the enemy wizards or balloons or whatever you're facing. You need to make sure you get those witches down early so that they can have all their skeletons spawned up and able to attack the clan castle troops. You also see that the queen is engaged here. She's already looking at the king and queen. So really, this is the heart of the raid, and it's important that he gets all this cleared out for the second half of it. So let's go ahead and start and see what happens. Okay. So he dropped 2 rage spells, which I think is pretty smart because it really helped push him through. Got the golems moving forward. The queen's shooting at the golems, which really isn't doing a whole lot. But his queen is really doing a good job of pushing through. So now at this point, the queen is down. One of the air defenses is down. He could move forward with the raid even if he didn't get the second air defense up here. And with two hounds and everything else, he could possibly get through it, even though they are level 7 air defenses. But with the golem still alive, the queen hitting the wizard tower over here, the queen turns, and this is perfect right here. The queen turns, catches the second air defense, and now he's ready for the second portion of his raid. And you can see he dropped 2 hounds. He raged up his balloons to try to get him in. On this portion of the raid, and this is a problem I've had in the past, is you really got to focus on trying to get the balloons to help the hounds out as quick as possible. You want them to pop, but you don't want them to pop too early, because if they do, then the air defenses will kill the smaller amount of balloons that you have. Since you do have a golem, and since you did have witches with you, you're not able to bring as many balloons as you normally would on a regular Lavaloon raid. So it's real important to try to keep as many of them as live as possible. This works out really well. You can see the life on them, on the hounds, is almost done, but at the same time the balloons have cleared most of the defenses near it, so it's getting real close to being on top of the air defenses. So let's keep going. Okay, so both of them pop almost identically, like at the same time. One air defense is down, second air defense is down. At this point, the raid is pretty much over. His expos are pointed down, which is great for Lavaloon raids. It's really dumb to keep your expos pointed down nowadays with, you know, Lavaloon raids in general. It's just not real smart. There's only a few defenses left. His pups are cleaning up everything real nice. And they're kind of just working their way around. I'll speed it up a little bit. Just go ahead and get through it because this raid's pretty much done with. There's tons of troops left. That was a really good raid. Really good example of how to 3-star a pretty advanced Town Hall 9. Okay, I want to show. What was it? My first attack and why I failed. Well, when I say failed, I got 1 star, but really I was trying for a 3-star raid, which I'm sure everybody does. Okay, so pretty much the same premise. I have 2 golems where he had 1. My air defenses are rooted a little bit deeper within the base, so I figured 2 golems would probably be better to try to get to it. I dropped them at different sides, even though I know they're going to go towards the middle. I wanted to kind of distract the defenses as much as possible. So I'll start the raid back. You can see I put the wizards on the outside of the golem shoulders to try to create that funnel that, you know, everybody talks about. It's jump spell to try to get me into the middle compartment where that air defense is. Now here my queen and my witches are really not doing what I wanted them to do. Okay, I brought lightning with mine as well, because I figured once they started attacking the golems, they'd bunch up and hopefully get as much damage on them as possible, which is good that I did that, because since my witches and my queen decided to hang out up here, my golems really weren't getting a whole lot of support, and they might have gone down if it wasn't for that. Up until this point, I was really happy with the way the raid was going. The queen's down, the clan castle troops are down. My golem is really handling the air defense. The top air defense just went down, and now the bottom air defense is going down. So at this point, I thought I was doing good, but here's where I mess up, and I'm kind of glad I did, because at the same time, okay, you see the way I dropped the balloons there? When you're doing this type of raid, it's important to go with the flow of the raid. Since I've started clearing everything on the right hand side over here, I should have gone counterclockwise with my balloon drops, because what's happening is, now that I've dropped my balloons over here, once this cannon goes down first, everything's going to start pushing to the right, which is going against the grain of where I've already kind of started the raid. And you'll see by doing that, I really left my hounds out to dry here. Like they just got pounded on by this air defense, and there goes the hound. Rage spell wasn't bad, but you see how the balloons push to the right? By doing that, now they hit the mortar and then finally make it to the air defense, which was detrimental to this raid. My second hound pop, I tried desperately to get these balloons at the bottom up into that air defense, which I shouldn't have done. I probably should have dropped the rage up higher to see if I could get the majority of the balloons to come down. But just doing that alone, something as small as going counterclockwise with that really hindered this raid. I think if I would have gone the other direction, then the balloons would have pushed more towards that top air defense and possibly kept that hound alive. That was my mistake. I dropped him kind of quick, and I guess I wasn't thinking about that. In my head, I had it planned out, but it's just not how it worked out. But I got in the mid 70%, I think. I don't remember what it was. It's still 1 star. There's too many Teslas down here in the air defense that are going to guard against the minions and lava pups coming down and clearing the town hall. But there's an example of how not to do it, I guess. Well, I won't say how not to do it, but something as small as dropping the balloons clockwise when the raid was going counterclockwise. If I would have started down here, then it would have been wise to go clockwise. you know, since this portion of the base had been attacked out, I could have gone in that direction. But since I was coming from up here, I really should have dropped my balloons a little more strategic in that direction. But it is what it is. It's a good example of what to do and what not to do. So great job, Brandon, on that raid. He's really been getting strong with these, and it's really been a good help to the clan. This was a tough war. We were kind of outmatched, knowing they had 6 Town Hall 10s, even though one of them was kind of weak. They still had 6, and we only had 3. But yeah, look at that: number 1, number 3, number 4. Not a single star. It's hard to win wars when there's that many bases open, when they can come across, and you know, they did work. But either way, this is my my Lavaloon raid with a golem. Let me know if you got any questions about it. I might make another one because it's a pretty complex raid, so having multiple examples probably isn't a bad idea. I think next I'll be doing a go wipe, since somebody else in the clan wanted me to do a go wipe. But until then, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.